Hi everyone! We're really excited for tonight. I'm gonna go ahead and start talking and stuff, but we also have this cool chat feature. So if you guys can hear us.
Hi everyone! We're really excited for tonight.
I think
I'm gonna go ahead and start talking and stuff, but we also have this cool chat.
Okay guys, so we're having some technical difficulties with using Google Hangout. So I'm trying this one more time to see if it's not gonna echo, because it was just echoing crazy. And so I'm gonna wait just a second and see if that happens again. Sometimes technology is crazy. I think it's better though, at least for right now. If you guys can hear me and I sound normal and I don't sound like I'm like repeating myself 20 times, then it's probably good. So if you guys can hear us, there should be a chat feature that you guys can see on the right of your screen, and I would love if you guys could just like say hi, say I can hear you, so we know we're like rocking and rolling with this thing. I think we're good. And I also, we're keeping it real with you guys, like this is real life for us right now. I have music playing in the background. I live in a college apartment. I'm going to talk about how I do all of this, and I started doing all of this while I'm in college. I'm finishing up college right now, so how fitting that in my college apartment there's like loud music being played by my neighbor, and Danielle's here with her cute little one. So we're just keeping it real with you guys, but feel free to leave any comments, ask questions and stuff as we go through the event. I think we're going to be good because I don't hear myself echoing. But we're very excited to be sharing tonight. We're very excited that you guys are here with us. And I'm going to go ahead and introduce myself and share what I want to share. And then I'm going to introduce you guys to Danielle. She is like seriously the sweetest. Her kids are the cutest. And we're just really excited to chat with you guys tonight. And we want this to be as interactive as it can be. So if at any point you have questions or you want to add something, or you want to say like, that's so cool, whatever, feel free to put it in the chat. So my name is Allie Jones, and I'm 22. I'm from Virginia, and I'm just finishing up my college career. Hopefully you guys can hear me good over the music. It sounds pretty loud to me. Okay, Danielle says yes. And so I'm finishing up my college career. I've been in college for going on this 4 years now, and I'm finishing up in just a couple of weeks with my online class. So I'm really excited about that. And I work from my cell phone, which is really cool. And that's what we are going to be sharing with you guys tonight, about how Danielle and I have found freedom and been able to really spend time doing the things that we love, and we're able to earn an income from our phones. So that's what we're going to be talking about tonight. And so I'm going to share my journey with you guys and kind of how I got there, and got to the point where I did that, where it even came into my mind, where I heard about it and all that kind of stuff. So first of all, I'll tell you guys, just because I'm sharing this part of me, because I know that there's a lot of people who might be watching this who are like who can really relate to me. So I grew up like very, very shy, and shy is not the same as being introverted. I'm shy, I was shy, and I'm introverted. So just know that whatever kind of person you are, like, this can be for you. But when I got older, I honestly never really wanted to work, because I always saw work growing up, you know, the people around me, no one like enjoyed going to work. No one thought going to work was fun. No one really loved their career, at least from what I could see from my perspective. So when I got older, I worked in retail. I worked at a shoe store, and I didn't really like that, just to be honest. I worked at a spa. I was like a front desk, like, secretary person for a spa that's like local to where I live. And I also was a body wrapper for that spa, which was a very interesting and weird experience. I didn't really like doing that either. And then I was a nanny, which I actually really did like, because I love kids, but just like having a schedule was hard for me as I got older, because I had a bunch of stuff going on when I was in high school, and in college I had a bunch going on, and being able to go to class and everything and keeping up with everything in your life, it's just really hard. So honestly, I always dreaded work. Whatever job I had, even my nannying job, from time to time, I was like, man, like, I really don't want to go do this, because I just don't like work. Like, I had never experienced liking work. I had never met anyone or like grew up around anyone who enjoyed what they did or enjoyed work. So I usually dreaded it, and that's just the way that I looked at it, and I thought that's how everyone looked at it. I'm a millennial. I told you guys I'm 22, so I grew up on the internet. I grew up watching YouTube videos, which is cool because we're on YouTube Live right now. That didn't exist years ago, but that's what I grew up spending a lot of time doing. I love to just like be around my friends, text my friends, use social media. A lot of you guys who are also millennials can probably relate to that, because that's what I have always really loved doing. It's what I grew up with, so it just is like the norm for most of us. But I never really connected the two of how I could use the fact that I'm a millennial and the things that I grew up with, and the things that were like natural to me, for me to be able to do something I love and have freedom. So while I was in college, I really wanted to start taking care of myself, learning to take care of myself. I developed really bad eating habits growing up, just because, you know, having junk food in the house, having sodas all the time, that was just how I grew up and the kind of stuff that I was used to. So I had really bad eating habits. I was tired and sluggish all the time. I had a ton of inflammation, which at the time, like, I literally didn't even know what inflammation was. So if you don't know what it is, don't feel bad, because I didn't know what it was. But basically, I felt like I was like a balloon everywhere. My face was a lot further out, my hands, my whole body. And so obviously that didn't feel very good. And at some point in college, I just started wanting to get healthier and start taking care of myself more, working on self-love and loving myself. And so meanwhile, while I was in college, at the time I was a nanny, which I did like nannying, but it was hard for me because I would take a lot of classes at a time. I was really involved on campus, so I had a lot of activities and stuff that I would go to. All this stuff going on, and I wanted to get healthy at the same time. And meanwhile, one of my friends was telling me about these natural products that she thought I would love, and how she worked from her phone using social media to like make money. And I was like, that's weird. Like, I've never heard of anyone doing that. That sounds really weird. And I was like, I don't think that's my thing. Like, that's not for me, which is funny because I love social media. That's what I grew up doing, and that's what I'm all about it. So, but like, let me tell you guys, I was really like, no, I don't think that's like for me. But actually, even though I thought I had never really heard of anyone doing that, lots of people do that. And a lot of the people who do that are millennials, like Danielle and I. And so I started to kind of think about it and start saying, you know, like, I do really want to get healthy. So I want to try these products, first of all. And I really don't like having to go to a job, whatever job it is, whether it's nannying, which is the job I liked the most out of all the jobs I did, or anything else. I just didn't want to have to go to work. So I thought, okay, like, I guess I'll go ahead and give it a try. You know, I'm a millennial, I'm tech savvy, I love social media, like, let me just give it a try. And so first I'll tell you guys that when I tried the products, I loved them. That's not really what we're going to be focusing on tonight, but you know, I told you guys, like, my biggest things were like having cravings and my eating habits. I wanted those to change. I wanted to have more energy, and I wanted to work on my inflammation. And so all of those things are things that the products helped me with. They're amazing. That's not what we're focusing on. But I'm going to tell you guys what happened after that. That is amazing, and that's what we actually are talking about tonight. And I'm going to tell you guys what I did after I decided to say, okay, like, what is this? I want to give it a try, and I want to give myself a chance to have freedom, because I basically, I had so much going on that I just wanted to be able to take something off my plate, like going to work after I got out of class. That's what I was hoping for. And so here's what I did. When I got the products and I love them, I started learning about how they worked and what they did and why they worked, and, you know, why I was loving them so much. And then I used social media to tell people about my experience. So basically about how I felt, about the things that I was experiencing and how much I loved them, just from a personal perspective. And so then I started helping people get started on their journeys. And the way that I would do that is help them get started online. So I didn't have to do anything crazy. I would just literally help them get started online on a website. And so then I started helping other people around me, like college students, people who are graduating from college. Now I help like a bunch of different types of people begin to learn how to do that too. And so that's what I did. That's literally as simple as it is. And Danielle's going to tell you like her perspective about it. But if you're watching this, whether you're on here live or you are watching the recording of it, if you're a college student, that's what I'm going to mostly be focusing on. People who are going into college, who are in college, people who just graduated college, people around that time frame, because that's what I have experience with, and that's where I help the most people. So if you're one of those people, just imagine that you could have a day like this. So you wake up in the morning, you get ready for class, you go to class, and then while you're walking to class, you have your phone, because we all love these and we all have them. You have your phone and you're like walking to class, listening to music, whatever you do. That's what I used to do when I walked to class. Now I just have my online class. Thankfully, I'm almost done, but I'd listen to music, and imagine this, like you're walking to class and you can just like type on your phone, send some messages to your friends, help them get started, and then you're in class. So then you get out of class, maybe you have some like time between your classes. I used to always have a couple of classes where I'd have like an hour and a half before I go to my next one. So then you can, you know, sit down in the library, go back home, whatever you like to do between your classes, and just work a little bit on your computer or on your phone or whatever. And then after you're done with class for the day, you can just focus on your homework, whatever work you have to get done for school that day. And then you can spend time with your friends, like whatever you want to do, whatever you have going on that day. And then if you want to, maybe pick up your phone while you're just like sitting in your bed and do a little bit more. If that sounds easier to you than going to a job where you're scheduled, you have to be there at a certain time, you have to do what someone else tells you to do. I think that's the problem with like why I didn't really like jobs. I don't like people telling me what to do. I like doing what I want to do. So if that sounds easier to you, I want you to understand that that's what we're talking about. Having the freedom to do that is something that is available to everybody. And I'm going to tell you guys really quick what you have to be successful. So pay attention. It's not anything crazy, but to be successful, I would say you need to have work ethic and you need to be self-sufficient. You need to be able to like get up in the morning and be like, I'm going to grab my phone and do some work. Just to be able to do that on your own, which obviously that's not too hard. Usually, like my phone is plugged in on my nightstand, so I can like literally just grab my phone and get work done in my bed if I want to. I usually don't. I usually get up, but you guys get the point of what I'm saying. You need to have a phone or a computer or something like that, an iPad with some internet connection, and 30 minutes or like an hour a day collectively throughout the day for you to be able to be putting some time into it. So I would like honestly venture to say that 99%, if not 100% of you guys watching this have that. So you have what it takes to be successful at doing that. So I want you guys to know this is possible for anyone. Anyone can have the freedom to do this, work from their phone. It's super fun. You get to help a lot of people. And so knowing that, I'm going to tell you guys where I am now. So I started learning about this kind of thing when I think I was a sophomore in college. So now I am pretty much graduated, just got to finish this last class and I will be completely graduated from school. I'll have the freedom to work from anywhere, which means wherever I can take my phone and wherever I can have internet connection, I can actually be doing work. I can do my work around the things I actually love to do. So this summer I spent a lot of time visiting family and going on trips, and it's been the most amazing thing for me to have that freedom because I didn't have to say no to opportunities because I had to work. And that's something I used to have to do all the time. I used to have even like family trips where my family is like, we really want you to come see us. And I'd just be like, I'm sorry, I can't afford to miss work. I can't take off work so that I can come see you guys. And actually in like a couple of weeks, I'm going to see more family and I've been able to take my phone with me and keep on track with all the things that I've got to get done because I have the freedom to do that and I get to work from my phone. So it's really awesome. And I'm looking forward to having freedom for years to come. And for me, what that looks like is I've always wanted to be a mom, which, you know, I'm pretty young, but I always say this, you guys, this is one of the things I'm really passionate about. I can't wait to be a mom one day. So when the time comes for me, I'm really excited to be able to spend time with my kids in the future and help them grow and help, you know, raise them because I get to have the freedom to work from my phone. So this is not just something that I did when I was in college and now I'm going to go into corporate America and get a 9-to-5 job. That's not what I'm looking to do at all. This is something that's a career choice for me because I decided that freedom was worth it to me and I wanted to be able to make the choices about what I'm going to do with my time in the future too, not just for now, but forever. I want to be able to have that freedom. So I want to be able to be a mom that works from home and I'm able to work from my phone and work around the things that I want to do with my family. I'm huge on family, the family I have now, the family I'm going to have in the future, and I'm really excited to be able to be a mom that works from her phone like Danielle. So I'm going to tell you guys about her and she's going to share her story. But before I do that, I want to tell you guys that if I introduced you to, or I invited you to come on to this event tonight, make sure you send me a text or a message or something like that because I have something special for you guys. Those of you who feel like working from your phone might be fun and you might want to learn more about how to do that. But Danielle and I actually met through this opportunity, which is really cool. We've done we haven't even known each other for that long, but we got close super fast and we got to do such amazing stuff together. And now that I think about it, it really is because of freedom. So we met at a couple events and stuff, which was really fun. But actually this past May, I guess that was in May, we cheered at Worlds together, which was really fun. And I was able to, I didn't have work, so just had to work around like my last semester of classes, and it was right at the end. So I got to say, hey, like, that sounds fun. I'm going to come do that with you. And so I got to go do that with her. I got to go, we went to Vegas a couple of weeks ago, which was really fun, or maybe like a month and a half ago. I don't know. Summer's been going by so fast. I got to go and stay with her and her family, and they were amazing to me. I love them so much. They're just like the most amazing people. So she's an amazing mom and an amazing friend, and I can't wait for you guys to hear from her. So Danielle, you can take it away.
All right. Hey guys, I'm Danielle. Thank you, Allie, for all those kind words. One of the best things about this opportunity and doing this business is the amazing people that you get to meet and that you get to be friends with, and that you can just kind of rely on and have as like your support. And that's like one of the biggest takeaways I will definitely say. Even kind of the freedom is nice, and everything, that's all the benefits that I've gotten personally from this is really nice, but the support system and the friends that you make in this is really just a step above the rest, honest. But I'm Danielle Hines. I've been in this business for just about 3 years, and my story is a little bit different than a lot of people because I found out about this opportunity from my mom. So I was kind of guilted into this opportunity from the beginning because I wanted to support my mom. She wanted my support. She was successful really fast, and that kind of opened my eyes a bit to the opportunity and the potential of the opportunity. And if you see me looking down, I'm looking at notes. But so when I first got started, the products sat in the pantry. My mom kept trying to get me to get started into the business side of it, but I was pregnant with my son at the time. I have 2 kids. My oldest is just about 3, so and I didn't really want to get into anything. I was about to graduate with my associates, and I just didn't really know what was going to happen next. But what I did know is that I did not want to go into corporate America. I tried, like Allie, I did nannying, which I really enjoyed. I worked in the service industry and did a lot of, temporary jobs, nothing that I really saw a career in. And I didn't really know what I wanted my career in, but what I did know is that I wanted to help people. But at the same time, I did want to stay home with my kids. I didn't have any kids yet, but I knew that I wanted to be involved in their lives and very present, and not have to work just to pay for daycare. And a lot of moms do that. Or parents, I should say, they work and a good portion of their paycheck goes to daycare, and they're still kind of scrounging and trying to make ends meet and not really able to fully live their lives. And I didn't want that to happen to me. So I was just trying to figure out what my future kind of looked like for me. And at that point, it wasn't this business opportunity. I didn't really know much about it. But a lot of people, previously I had given it a try with other companies, and it didn't really work well for me. So I kind of had a little bit of reservation even jumping into anything. But needless to say, I'm super glad I did. But about what my life looks like now, before I really got started, I was in really bad shape. I had gained a ton of weight. Son, if there are any young moms on, I kind of just ate the world. Whatever I wanted to do, wanted to eat, I would eat it. Not really concerned about my lifestyle or my health, or I used the excuse, oh, I'm pregnant, I can do whatever I want. Well, what happened is that after I had my son, I was in pretty bad shape. I was super inflamed. I didn't really feel good. I was battling with a lot of hormonal imbalance just naturally from having a child, but also a lot of anxiety and just not really feeling great. And so I I had about 75 pounds to lose because I had gained that throughout my pregnancy. And I was like, you know what, it's time to look into a healthier lifestyle, and it's time to just kind of see what this opportunity is about. And like Ali said, we're not going to really go too much into the products, but needless to say, I started taking them and it completely turned my life around. And because of how I was feeling, that made me not only want to share it with people, but also people noticed that I was feeling good and they wanted to know what I was doing. So fell in my lap. I didn't really expect anything to come from this. But slowly but surely, I just was naturally sharing with people, and I started to see the potential. I started to learn about the company and what it really meant to be healthy and to have a good, healthy lifestyle. And it started to appeal to me, and it started to unlock this passion that I never really knew was my passion. And now I couldn't think of a better place for me to be in as far as my profession and what I do. Super stubborn at first when I first got into this opportunity, because I didn't want to fall into the skepticism that a lot of people have when it comes to network marketing, and just the business model in itself. But once I started seeing the successes for me personally and through the business, just naturally sharing, I was like, you know what, let me give this an actual try. Let me see what this would be like if I actually treated it like my business. And having, at this point, only one kid, I had a little bit more of extra time to kind of fit into the nooks and crannies. Like when he was sleeping, I would go ahead and work the business. 30 minutes here, hour there, just whenever I had some downtime. I don't know about you, but I did a lot of this, a lot of scrolling on social media, just mindlessly reading about other people's lives and not really being too focused on my own. And I don't know about you, but it's kind of, you don't really just spent like 30 minutes on social media, just scrolling, not really doing anything productive. Be what my downtime was about, because I was a stay-at-home mom. And so filling it with not only learning about a healthy lifestyle and this, but also just these little steps to grow my business. And that produced more fruit for more than I think that me just sitting down at a 9 to 5 would give me. And that's another thing too. I never wanted to be in corporate America. I didn't like the thought of corporate America. I didn't like the thought of being behind a desk. When I was in high school, I kind of worked a 9 to 5 during the summer, and I was miserable. I sat at a desk, 2 o'clock would roll around, my eyes would be rolling in the back of my head, trying to stay awake at this computer screen, just counting down the moments until I could leave and get out of there and actually start living my life. And even though I was only in high school, even being that young, my eyes were opened to the fact that that's not what I wanted to do. That's not who I wanted to be. So for me to find this opportunity and for me to be doing this business literally fits perfectly with what I wanted to do, because I've always considered myself kind of like a free spirit. And I don't like being held down. I don't like being told what to do. I don't like working for other people. I like to just kind of go off and do my own thing. And this allows me to do that. This allows me to work the business how I want to work it. This allows me to put my own kind of spin on things, because you don't have to follow any sort of cookie cutter way. You do with it what you want. And that's what really appealed to me. Now I have 2 kids, and throughout my second pregnancy, healthy weight gain, everything was great. I was able to, 3 months after having my daughter, to go compete at Worlds with Ali, which was so much fun and so amazing, and something that I never thought that I was going to be able to do. And without a healthy lifestyle, I probably wouldn't have been able to do that. And not only that, but what I get from this business, I'm able to help support my family being a stay-at-home mom. And that is so super important to me, because I always wanted to be a stay-at-home mom, and I always wanted to kids, but I didn't know I didn't want to have to rely on my husband provide for me of the more things that just for me. I didn't want to have to rely on somebody else to pay for the things that I wanted to do. So, now at this point, my commissions and what I earn from this business not only support my personal bills, but they significantly in our household bills, and I get to be present and get to be with my kids, and at the same time I get to take a little bit of the slack off of our family financially, which is really important. And as I've been able to reconnect with a lot of people. When I graduated high school, I kind of went like numb. Me? Oh, okay. Sorry. Actually, one really good thing about this is that we've been on vacation for almost 2 weeks now, and we're at my husband's grandparents' house. So if you see anyone crazy running by here, that's why we're having a family cookout. But I can do this while we've been on vacation. I've had more productivity just living my life, here and there. I didn't touch my phone for a week. To be completely honest, I didn't. And even though I wasn't on my phone, I was still making money, and I was still able, my life didn't go on, my business didn't get put on pause. I've still been able to maintain and keep up with my business and grow my business while we've been on vacation. And a lot of people can't do that. Like Allie was saying before, this time last year during this, the 4th of July summer vacation, I couldn't come to this because I was in a job. And temporarily I was only in it for about a year, but it really restricted me, which opened my eyes more so, because I went from being a stay-at-home mom working the business to having a job in the service industry to now being able to work it full time, which is great. But while I was doing that while I was doing that service industry job, it opened my eyes that this isn't what I want to do, because I was taking away time from my family. I was taking away time from vacations. I was able to go to the vacation for only 2 days, and everyone wanted me to stay and be able to spend time with family, but I couldn't because I had to go back and go to work. So I jumped off key for a second, but that just kind of I wanted to make sure I included that tidbit. But being in this business, I've been able to reconnect with people. Like I was saying, when I graduated high school, I kind of fell off the grid. I went away to college, and I've never really been great at maintaining friendships. I don't know, not because I genuinely want to keep all my friendships, obviously, but it's always been hard for me to maintain. So being a part of this business has allowed those friendships that have been lost to come back, and for me to reconnect with people, and even people that was friends with, but we were kind of acquaintances. It's just amazing to be a part of something that brings people together, and this is definitely one of those things. Real quick. Yeah, so now what my life looks like is, I get up in the mornings, I get the kids situated for breakfast, and while they're eating, I do a little bit of work, and, we play. While they're napping, I do a little bit more work, and then when they go to bed, I do a little bit more work, and through that, I now have this thriving business, and I'm able to now look forward to a future with my family that I never really thought was going to be possible. And just having this opportunity and just realizing the potential of it has literally just kind of our expectations of where our family, what our family life will look like in the future. I don't know if I said this, but I'm 26 years old, and I'm pretty confident within the year we'll be able to buy a house and kind of settle in. And I know that's something that is everyone's dream to have, like something of their own. So I'm really excited that that's it's going to happen a lot sooner than I thought. And that's what this business does. It literally just allows so many opportunities to be placed in your path that you never really thought was possible. And I will definitely be forever grateful for that. So Allie talked a little bit about what you need to be in this business, and all the points that she hit were spot on from a mom's standpoint. You already have your why, right? Like your kids are already the reason, at least for me, of why I want to be able to provide for them, why I want to work this business. That's what gets me up out of bed in the morning, and that's what gets me to work so hard, because I want other moms to have this kind of opportunity. I want other moms to know that there's something out there for them where they can have their cake and eat it too. They can stay home with their kids and be present, and also have a steady income coming in. And a lot of other great things that are made up of this compensation plan that literally blow me out of the water and guarantee my family to be financially comfortable for the rest of our lives. And that is something that I don't think I would be able to gain from anything else. So my biggest takeaways coming from a skeptic myself is that just have an open mind and a try before you write it off, because you never know the potential of it and you never know what could be. So Allie, thank you so much for having me on here and letting me share my story, because if my story can inspire somebody else to jump in this and do this, I will share anytime, any place, anywhere. So thank you so much.
Thanks so much for sharing. I love hearing Danielle's story like over and over again. We've gotten to a point where we're pretty close, and I love that we've gained this relationship and this friendship just from doing this business. And like, I love that you brought that point up, that you get to not only reconnect with people, but you meet so many new people. And for me, that was a huge thing for me as well. Especially if any of you guys are like college students, anyone our age, millennials, where you're kind of like coming into yourself and like discovering who you are. I was doing that a lot while I was in college, and I was coming to find that I wanted to surround myself with people who were like-minded, people who wanted to grow and who wanted to just do great things and help other people. And so now I have like a whole huge, amazing support system of people who are like that, and Danielle's one of those people. So I also just, before we end, that's what we wanted to share with you guys, but I wanted to touch on the fact that, once again, like this is completely 100% open to anybody who wants to do it. And it's an amazing opportunity for you to be able to have freedom, because you don't have to go to a job that doesn't fulfill you. I think Danielle, I can speak for both of us when I say that this is something we feel really passionate about. It's not just that we, wake up and we tell people about things from our phone that we don't care about. This is something we love, and I don't want to discount the fact that the products we mentioned are amazing. That's just not what we focused on today. The only reason that we're successful and the reason why we're able to help so many people is because those products work. But for people who are, in our kind of, I think that millennials have this mindset that's just what we've been talking about. We don't like going to work, and we don't like people telling us what to do. We want to do our own thing, and no matter what kind of person you are, even if you're not a millennial, that's like inside all of us. We want to do the things that make us feel passionate. We want to share things with people that help them. Usually, who doesn't want to help other people? But this allows us to do that in a way that feels right for us, and it allows you to pursue any other passions you have as well. For me, I told you guys that one of my biggest dreams, the thing that I've always wanted to do, is be a mom. So that's something that I'm going to be able to do, and just like Danielle said, I'll be able to do that and contribute to my family, and also get to be there for those moments that I would otherwise have to miss and work to spend a whole lot of money for daycare. But if that's not what your dream is, whatever your dream is, whatever your goal is, and whatever the thing is that you want to do in your life, this can be a vehicle to get you there. So we're just really excited that we got to share with you guys tonight, and that this recording will be available for anyone who wants to learn more about it now too. And we see that some of you guys got to watch live, which is really exciting. But that's really all we wanted to share for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in and listening and having an open mind, because we both said we were skeptical and we were like, oh no, like I am not about to do this. But I think that it kind of just speaks for itself once you give it a try, because there's nothing better than having the freedom to do the things that you love to do, whether that's spend time with family or pursue some of your other passions and interests. There's nothing better than that. So thanks so much for being here tonight, guys, and I'm sure that we'll talk to you all soon. If one of us invited you to this, get with us. If someone else invited you to this event, get with them and ask them how you can learn more about either the products, hear more about that, or how you can start working from your phone and be able to pursue other things in your life and have more freedom. Whoever invited you to this will be more than happy to help you figure out how you can do that for yourself. But we hope everyone has a great night, and thanks again for being here. Bye, guys.